Hey guys, you're here with Quicksand Rigs, and today we're going to be doing a quick guide on what to expect from certain dungeon boss mechanics. So without further ado, let's sink in to Cutter's Cry. Alright, so the first boss you're going to come across is called the Myrmidon Princess. Every 30 seconds in the fight, she will alternate between spawning 4 weaker soldier creatures and 1 more powerful guard. It's important to switch focus to these mobs quickly so that you do not become overwhelmed in the fight. Once she reaches about 50% health, she will spawn a single, more powerful marshal, which, depending on where she's at in the 30-second timer, might stack with another wave of mobs. If you stay on top of the adds and drop them quickly, she's a fairly simple fight that should go down without too much problem. The second boss inside this dungeon is called the Giant Tunnel Worm. Much like the Princess, he's on a 30-second rotation. He will alternate randomly between pulling everyone to the center of the room and doing AoE damage on the party. Or he will burrow underneath the sand and chase down one target and deal AoE damage upon arrival. And lastly, burrowing under the ground, popping up small sand pillar damage in certain spots throughout the entire room, and then popping up in the center, hitting anyone in his way. Most of his mechanics can be easily handled by keeping the entire group near the center of the room, and once he burrows under, spreading out to avoid any AoE damage. The final boss we have is the Chimera. This boss will do 3 cone attacks coming off the left side, the front, and the right side of his body, called Dragon's Breath, Lion's Breath, and Ram's Breath, dealing lightning, fire, and ice damage. This needs to be kept in mind for primarily melee DPS, as your tank will no doubt be shuffling from side to side to avoid these AoEs, making it harder to hit the rear or the flank of the boss. The most important abilities to look out for are anything coming from the Dragon Head, as they can apply paralyzation, which will be the more annoying debuff to have inside this dungeon. Once he reaches 85% health, every 15 seconds he will cast either Ram's Voice or Dragon's Voice. The Ram's Voice will deal point-blank AoE ice damage, so it's important to move away whenever the game tells you that the Ram's eyes are glowing blue. The Dragon's Voice will tell you that the Dragon's eyes are glowing purple. When this happens, he will do a wide-range lightning attack in a circle around him. However, there will be a safe circle point-blank at his feet, meaning your group needs to move up close and stack together near the boss. If you are a long-range class, keep in mind that there is a maximum range on the Dragon's Voice. So if you find yourself too far away from the boss to run up close, you might be able to get outside of its range by just moving farther away. Once he reaches about 60% health, he'll begin spawning a cacophony. It will mark one player, and he will spawn a lightning orb that will chase you around the room, and if it's allowed to reach you, will deal AoE damage to anyone near you. He will repeat this spell every 15 seconds. Keep in mind that the lightning orb only has 10 seconds of life, so if you can avoid paralyzation from any of the dragon's lightning abilities, it's fairly easy to avoid by kiting it around the room. And finally, once he reaches 30% health, he will begin casting an ability called Ram's Keeper every 30 seconds. This will be a long-range ground target AoE ice ability that will leave a lasting patch of ice on the ground that will drastically slow down your movement. At no point in the fight does the Chimera stop any of his mechanics. You'll be dealing with the Ram's Keeper, his cone breath attacks, both voice attacks, and the cacophony, all on their respective timers. So once you have the boss below 30% health, you'll find yourself dodging quite a few AoE attacks. Make sure to have saved up your damage buff abilities, and ideally built up some limit break for this stage in the fight, so you can burn through it as quick as possible. Alright guys, there you go, that's your quick guide for the boss mechanics inside Cutter's Cry. Thanks for watching, see you next time.